COVID-19 pandemic is truly a national nightmare. During this monstrous COVID-19 pandemic, moms and dads are out of work. The kids have no school. Teenagers cannot hang out with friends. Restaurants, movies, gyms, libraries are closed. Isolation is driving us crazy. Worry over no income and a suffocating death are the nemesis sitting on our shoulders. What if we contact COVID-19? Can we get a test? If infected, can we get into a hospital? If so, will there be a bed, a ventilator, protective mask, or even enough medical providers to care for us? Can we afford the treatment? Who will hear our last words? Will there be a funeral home to take us? Will there be graves to bury us? This is truly a national nightmare. During these horrific times when our perspectives are drawn inward by quarantines, stay-at-home edicts, social distancing, deserted towns, we can and should commiserate with the truly unfortunate among us who are bumping shoulders with disenfranchisement and death. They are the undocumented workers with no legal papers and no income, living paycheck to paycheck, who find themselves stranded with no test, no social assistance, and possibly no medical treatment. The homeless, many carrying a myriad of physical and mental diseases, bunched together, living on the streets, with no wherewithal to get a COVID-19 test or medical treatment if needed. The rent is due for the marginal part-time workers living paycheck to paycheck and laid off. How are they to buy food and pay rent? If infected, could they afford a hospital recovery? How are the underpaid grocery, merchandise, and service clerks daily exposed to scores of human traffic going to survive if they contract the virus? How are the on-call handyman and out-of-work contract workers, known as gig workers, Uber drivers, food and produce deliverers for supermarket chains and giant companies such as Amazon and Walmart, of whom many are young, without health insurance or with efficient coverage? How are they going to function? How are the laid-off waitresses, waiters, and bartenders who primarily are dependent on tips and who were paid a ridiculously low minimum wage and who existed on a financial precipice going to survive? If they qualify for social assistance, earning minimum wage would make it starvation assistance. Medical care has always been lousy for the hundreds of thousands of federal and state prisoners and local jail inmates languishing in tightly crowded, unsanitary incarcerations. Prisoners poor from the start and packed in like sardines in a tin will not get isolation and adequate medical treatment. Many will die a suffocating death. These endangered members of our society are the direct result of underpaid wages, insufficient health insurance or no insurance, and the greatest injury perpetrated on the American worker, the part-time job. We can look outside the United States, where there are hundreds of thousands of economic and war-torn refugees packed together, many the result of U.S. tinkering, who could starve if they don't die beforehand because of this COVID COVID-19 pandemic. This is due to border closings such as in Syria, Gaza, Africa, Bangladesh, and the list goes on throughout the world. And the desperate inhabitants of countries under U.S. sanctions such as Venezuela, without the financial or medical wherewithal to combat a raging COVID-19. These refugees are the direct result of a very few jingoistic, narrow-minded leaders who are unable or unwilling to quit fighting endless wars because of ill-thought-out, self-created principles. Thank you.